Something happened this morning at church that I can't stop thinking about. Look, I had another conversation with a college student, smart kid, motivated, good communicator. And she told me that they're barely learning any AI in school. And honestly, that should scare people a little bit because while colleges are still teaching the old playbook, the job market has already changed. Businesses change, marketing's changed, content's changed, hiring's changed. And I don't think most students realize how different the world is that they're graduating into right now. Look, you're listening to the eForge podcast. My name's Cory Long. I'm an entrepreneur, strategist, founder of the eForge and AI Authority in general. We help business owners, marketers, and entrepreneurs understand how AI, visibility, marketing, and online businesses are changing in real time. The conversations I've been having lately, especially with business owners, students, marketers, and entrepreneurs, all point to the same exact thing. Most people still don't understand how big this shift really is. Now, let me say this up front because I know people get emotional around this topic. This episode is not about attacking college. I'm not anti education. I'm not saying degrees don't matter. And I'm definitely not saying AI replaces people. What I am saying is this: the people graduating right now are walking into a completely different economy than the one schools were designed for or where they started 4 years ago to try to get to. That's reality. Here's what's crazy: a lot of these students still think they're preparing for the future when the future already showed up. That's the disconnect because right now, one person with AI can write faster, research faster, edit faster, analyze faster, market faster, create faster than entire teams could just a few years ago, really, even months ago. And guess what? Businesses know that. That's the part that nobody's talking about enough. Business owners aren't sitting around asking, should we use AI someday? They're asking, how fast can we implement this? That's a completely different conversation. And honestly, I think we're about to see one of the biggest skill gaps that we've ever seen. Not because students are lazy, but because technology is moving faster than traditional education systems can adapt. I want to tell you about a couple of the students that I've been talking to lately. One student's a marketing major at, well, two of them are marketing majors at Texas Tech or public relations majors. Another is a marketing major at LCU. They're not teaching them anything about AI. They're not teaching them, in fact, some of their teachers don't even want them using AI in their classrooms. And I'm just sitting here thinking, are you crazy? There's students that are graduating right now, just like these students, and they're coming out with marketing degrees, communications degrees, public relations degrees, advertising degrees, who still haven't learned basic prompting skills. They haven't used any AI for workflow systems. They don't understand AI search. They don't understand learned AI assisted research or even figured out how AI is changing branding and content creation itself. Meanwhile, businesses are actively searching for people who understand these tools. That gap is massive. But here's the interesting part. I actually think this creates one of the biggest opportunities that we've seen in years because the people who learn this now, the people who stay curious, the people who adapt are going to separate themselves very fast. This reminds me a lot of the internet in the early days, right? Some people saw it coming, some ignored it, some mocked it, some waited too long. My dad was one of those. He didn't jump on it at all. He didn't want to change to it. He was still running his business off a Big Chief note tablet back in the 80s and 90s. And then all of a sudden we came in and we brought all of the internet on and all of the online systems and processes in place for his business. And it blew up into a multi-million-dollar company. There were people that leaned into this early on and they completely changed the trajectory of their lives. Guys, I think AI is in one of those moments, not because it replaces humanity, because it amplifies capability. Look, the people who combine communication, creativity, relationships, leadership, sales, and AI are going to become incredibly valuable. I was looking at stats the other day, and this is just coming out of chat, doing some searching, just seeing what it's finding out there right now with job availability compared to job loss. I think it was 30 something thousand people had lost their jobs this in 2026 up till this point. 30 something thousand people had lost their jobs, but there were 250 or 260,000 jobs available right now for people that had AI skills. 30 something thousand lost, 60,000, something like that, 250 to 60,000 jobs available right now for people that understand AI. I get asked almost every single week, from businesses that I do business with. How can I find somebody to plug into my business that can help me with AI? Like they want internal staff. They want somebody that can walk in the door and be able to do whatever it is with AI, whatever it is that they need inside of their business right now with AI. And honestly, this is why I become so passionate about what we're teaching inside of eForge Group and inside of AI Authority Engine. This is why I'm teaching the KW realtors here locally about how to become visible in AI as a realtor and how we're about to launch multiple programs across multiple niches about how to become AI visible, AI SEO, AI search, geo, AEO, whatever you want to call it. Not because I think people should become robots, but because I think people deserve to understand the world they're stepping into. Students need to understand that in the marketing world, it's becoming about AI search, AI visibility, AI content, AI workflows, AI driven marketing, AI agents. The stuff is already reshaping business. We're already starting to put it into our business now to where we can take and replace tasks and daily work with AI agents running 20 and business learning it early are building massive advantages right now. Guys, that's not hype. That's happening. It's happening right now. And look, I know conversations like this make people uncomfortable. Every major shift does. But pretending it's not happening doesn't stop it from happening. The world's going to change, and the world is changed. AI is here. Whether you want to be a part of it or not, AI is here. I can't tell you how many businesses that I talk to every single day that are having issues because they're not seen. I was literally having a conversation with a guy this week that owns multiple restaurants. We're going to bring them in as clients inside of my marketing company, YRock Consulting. YRock's been around for 11 plus years. We've done everything from lead generation, built websites. We've ranked around the world. We've outranked the IRS. We've built 1,000 plus websites. We've done a little bit of everything in SEO and lead generation. And now we've become experts at AI SEO. We are taking over for our clients in AI search and in Google, both, right? But I can't tell you how many businesses that I talk to right now, just like this owner, that's like, I'm not even showing up over here. I'm not showing up when anybody searches inside of ChatGPT or Claude or Grok or Perplexity or pick one. They're not showing up. And they're like, why can't I show up over here? I'm showing up over here, but I'm not showing up over here. And I've seen a massive decline in my business. I'm seeing companies that are losing 40, 50% or more of their traffic. I'm seeing companies that have lost 50 to 60% or more of their leads already. And we're just getting started. What do you think it's going to be like 6 months from now? What do you think it's going to be like in 2027? Google doesn't even know what Google's going to look like in 2027. They're still trying to decide what they're even going to be. So what are you going to do about it? Look, the question is, will people adapt with this? Business owners adapt with this because if you're not going to adapt with this, you're going to miss out. You're going to lose on the internet front. You're not going to be found. Your business isn't going to be found. The future is going to belong to those people who stay curious. Not the people who panic, not the people who ignore change, not the people waiting for permission to go do something. You should be jumping in right now. People ask me all the time, where can I get started? Just go use it every single day. I think I was saying this a year ago. I'm pretty sure it was a year ago or longer. Actually, I guess it would have been longer than that. It probably would have been a year and a half ago. I was telling people, you need to go use AI every single day. You need to be logging into chat or logging into Claude or whatever it is. Pick one. It doesn't matter. Go pick one and go log into it every single day and look at Google Gemini or look at whatever it is and go start to work with it and start to use it and start to engage it and start to try to do different things with it inside of your business. Create SOPs or create content or create social media or maybe create some kind of workflow or help to replace some copywriting or other things that are inside of your business that are pretty simple right now to replace with AI that anybody can do. Images right now. I am not a graphic designer at all, and yet I can create graphic images and imagery for ads and content and things that I'm putting out there right now that's at a high level. And I don't know how to do any of those things. I am not good at any of those things. And yet AI gives me the ability to take what's in my brain and turn it into an image that will work in whatever it is that I want to use it for. It's fascinating and I love it. And I'm not waiting for permission for somebody to tell me to go do it. Look, this is your sign. This is the permission right now for you to go learn AI. Learn it. Just go use it. Get a free plan. If that's all you can do right now, that's fine. Go pay the minimum, pay the $20 a month for ChatGPT or Claude and go start to dig into it and learn it and grow. Look, the people who keep learning, keep adapting, and keep moving, those are the people who are going to create opportunities in this next era. They're saying right now in the SEO world, we're at like a $70 billion industry. It's going to be 130, 140, whatever it was, billion by 2030. I mean, we're talking this thing's supposed to double just in a few years. AI searches, AI SEO, what I do for a living. I don't know about y'all, but I only need a small fraction of that to live a very good life and do the things that I want to be able to do for my family and for my church and my community and for the people that follow me and my students and all of that. I don't need a whole lot of that to be able to go make a great living. That's what's crazy about this is there's a huge opportunity out there for you right now. That's what I'm teaching inside of eForge and inside of AI Authority is how to go take advantage of those things. For those business owners that don't know what they're doing right now, this is going to get really tricky. And honestly, I think this is one of the biggest opportunities that we've seen in a long time. So if you're a student listening to this, if you're in college right now, especially if you're a marketing major or something that has to do with advertising or any public relations or communication majors or anything, if you're in any kind of college that has to do with any of those things right now, do not wait for school to teach you everything. They're not teaching it. I actually was talking to a student the other day and I asked her, I said, did they encourage you? They took a field trip, they were doing something, and I think it was something to do with law and learning about business law. And I said, did they allow you to take AI and dissect what you were doing to put it into a better format, take all your thoughts and get it into a better format? She goes, no, they don't encourage that at all. I'm like, why wouldn't you encourage that at this point where you're at? Look, if you're a student right now, at this point where you're at, if you could walk in the door and tell a business owner, look, I know how to use chat. I know how to use Claude. I know how to use OpenClaw. I know how to use AI agents, Claude bots. I don't know, whatever it is. Pick a lane. It doesn't matter what it is. Just pick a lane right now and go learn it. If you could walk in and do that right now, you're gonna set yourself apart from 99% of all those people that are coming in and putting applications in that talk about how great of a marketing person they are and how they did a little bit of social media or they built a website or they did a little bit of SEO or whatever it is. Because these business owners are gonna need that moving forward, and one employee now can do the work of many. We haven't used copywriters in the last year and a half, 2 years because of AI. We haven't used graphic designers. We have some graphic designers on our team, but they're able to leverage AI and do 10 times the amount of work in a fraction of the time using AI to do the same exact thing that you used to do with Adobe or Photoshop or one of those other programs that are out there. So start learning now, start experimenting now, start building now, start creating now, start learning it now. This isn't a time to wait around and see what's going to happen because it's already changed. There are students coming out of school right now. They're going to walk into a job and they're going to have to learn a whole new skill set because the things that they learned in school are not going to translate. And that's just flat out scary. And if you're a business owner, please understand where this is going because the businesses that figure this out early are going to dominate for the next however many years. Look, this is something that's not going to change anytime soon. This is something that's shifting very rapidly. And in fact, it's shifted so fast. We started working with AI SEO probably 18 months or more ago. We started messing around trying to figure out how do we get seen? How do we get seen? This is before everybody kind of started to really push into this thing. And then as we were trying to figure this thing out, we started to see more and more and more the patterns and the ways that AI sees things, and then AI started shifting things. And Google initially said we don't want any AI content, and then Google came back and immediately said, well, maybe we do want AI content because they knew that it was all going to be AI content, right? And now they're coming back with the spam updates, the updates that Google did in March affected so many businesses. It shook up the top 10. It shook up the top 3 in the maps. It shook up all this stuff. So if you're a business owner and you aren't showing right now, we can show you why. Our like inside of YRock, I can show you why. If you want to learn why, you can actually join AI Authority Engine or eForge and you could learn it yourself. If that's really how you want to spend your time, what I would suggest you do is go stay in the lane that you're the best at and let somebody else go handle the other lanes. That's what we do. That's what we spent time doing. And as a college student, if you're sitting there trying to figure out what those next steps are and where you're going to head after this, guys, you need to be learning what this is going to do. That young lady today, I told her, I said, you need to go get around people that are using AI. You need to go get around people that are talking about AI. You need to go get around people that understand where this market is going, because in the near future, you're going to be able to replace many, many employees with very few employees, which means that for me, I'm looking at this going, I only have to have this many employees to do this much business. Whereas before I had to have this many employees to do this much business. So now instead of shooting for this, I might shoot for this and hire more employees. Great. It just gives us an opportunity to leverage. There's certain things inside your business that'll never be able to replace. If you're a college student, make yourself irreplaceable. Learn how to do things that nobody else is doing. Learn how to leverage things how nobody else is leveraging it inside of the industry that you are going into and that you want to be in. This is a massive issue right now. And this gap is only going to get bigger. Look, if this episode challenged you or made you think differently, share it with somebody who needs to hear it. And if you've got comments, if you've got questions, if you've anything, just drop a comment on whatever the platform is that you're listening to this right now, whether it's YouTube or one of the streaming platforms that's out there, Apple or Spotify or whatever it is. Drop a comment. Let me know what your thoughts are on this. If you're a college student, you're trying to figure this thing out, reach out to me. I would love to talk to you. You can find me across any platform out there. I'm on everything. Just go search Cory Long author or Cory Long entrepreneur or Cory Long AI authority engine or Cory Long eForge. Any of those things will get you to me. And if you want to learn more about AI visibility, content, authority, search, how it's all changing right now, check out what we're doing. Follow along, like subscribe to this channel, whichever channel you're on, so that you can actually see what's going on. Because I'm going to continue to put out more and more content about AI search and kind of where all of this is heading, because this industry is going to boom over the next few years. It's already booming. We've closed hundreds of thousands of dollars in new business in the last few months. My students are closing hundreds of thousands of dollars in new business right now for AI SEO. Guys, and always check back every Thursday for new episodes, because this is the forge where leaders are made and legacies are built.